The train rattled on, a microcosm of life traversing vast landscapes. An old man sat by the window, his weathered face etched with a lifetime of stories. A young man, seated opposite, noticed a worn photograph clutched in his hand.
Going far?
The old man glanced at him, a flicker of a smile touching his lips.
To my daughter.
He replied, his voice a gentle rumble. He looked back at the photograph, a wistful expression crossing his features. The young man, sensing a deeper story, waited patiently, the rhythmic clatter of the train filling the space between them. The old man finally continued, his voice tinged with a mixture of pride and something else, something the young man couldn't quite place.
She's getting married. A grand ceremony in the village. My little girl, all grown up and finding her own happiness.
The young man responded, genuinely pleased.
That's wonderful. Your village, it's quite a distance, isn't it?
He inquired, noting the old man's simple attire and the worn edges of his belongings.
2 days by train, but for her happiness, it's a journey I'd make 10 times over.
He paused, his eyes distant as if he were replaying memories in his mind. The young man nodded understandingly. He had heard tales of extravagant weddings in the villages, of dowries and familial expectations. He hesitated, then asked gently,
And the dowry, it must have been considerable.
The old man's smile faltered slightly, a shadow passing over his features.
It was. Land, gold, everything I had worked for. It all went into securing her future.
The young man fell silent, absorbing the weight of the sacrifice. He couldn't imagine giving up everything he owned, the fruits of a lifetime's labor for a single event. He wondered if his generation could ever truly grasp the depth of such devotion. As the train journey continued, the old man shared snippets of his life, his struggles, his joys, all interwoven with the thread of his daughter's existence. The young man listened, captivated by the raw emotion in the old man's voice, the love that transcended any material sacrifice. When the time came for the old man to disembark, he shook the young man's hand, his eyes filled with gratitude for the silent companionship. As the train pulled away, the young man sat in contemplative silence, the old man's story echoing in his heart. He realized that some things transcended generations, the sacrifices parents make, the unspoken language of love, the bittersweet joy of watching a child blossom into adulthood. The old man's journey wasn't just about a wedding, it was a testament to the enduring power of a father's love.